This is about half a day later. There's some kind of a problem with the new arowana, with the, we'll call her Pinky. She cannot keep her balance. Before I turn on the light, she was kind of swimming with it, with her head down, way down. I mean, like at about 45 degrees. When I turned the light on, it suddenly became more agitated and was gulping a lot of air from the surface. And now it's unable to control itself. It's just bobbing and turning upside down, trying to stay right side up, but it can't. So I'm gonna have to probably, it's time for us to go to bed, so I can't leave her like that. I'll have to take her out and put her in the spare tub where the sturgeon used to be. The filter is still running on it. So I'm gonna put her there, and at least nobody will attack her there, and nobody will bother her. And see what's something's really wrong with her swimming bladder. It looked like it was empty first, so she was sinking head first a little bit. Still was at the surface, but at an angle. And then she gulped a lot of air, and now she can't keep herself up. I mean, she can't keep herself right side up. I've never had this problem before, I must say. This is the first time for me in the 20 years that an arowana would behave like this. Usually there's, if any problems arise, it's usually either hierarchical from other arowana, or predatory from tank mates that are capable of hunting them. That's the first time I see something like that. Well, the prior owner told me he was feeding our live feeders sometimes, so who knows what the fish could have contracted with those live feeders. I see a couple of minor tear and minor bites on her that could not have caused anything like that. So we're gonna have to take her out and put her in the tub, as I said. Can't let her hang upside down in this tank. Too much unwanted attention from the predators, and none of them can actually eat it, but they will kill it trying to eat it. I just saw a guard trying to bite her, sensing her distress. So we're definitely gonna have to take her out. She looks tired and lethargic. Set up a air pump for her overnight and let her recuperate. I really would hate losing this fish, but I don't know what's happening with it, and I don't know what to do really. I'll go leave it alone and let it rest. Okay, she expired on the third day. She was bobbing in this tank. I mean, Obviously her stomach was out of the water, and her chest. The insides of her cavity, I mean the abdominal cavity, probably had air in it. I'm guessing the swimming bladder got damaged one way or another, whether self-inflicted or not. And as soon as she died, now she started sinking, as you can see. So that air came out one way or another. And she had something oozing out of her anus. Again, because of the air pressure that wouldn't let her go down. She was struggling for 2 days to stay upright. But invariably she would fail. I even wedged her in there between those floating plants and the side of the tank. And she would stay upright maybe for a few minutes. As soon as she moved around, she'd go upside down again. We're gonna take her out, cut her open, see what's inside, but I'm pretty sure it's swimming bladder damage due to rehoming. Probably physical, I would say. I doubt it was bacterial or parasitic. This tub was clean when I put her in there, and now there is what looks like crumbs on the bottom of the right color. The owner fed her a little bit of pellets. The floating hickory arowana pellets. He also fed her occasionally or regularly live feeders, which is also that can be dangerous and also carries risks with it of pathogen transference. But anyhow, that came out of her anus. It was coming out of her anus for the last 2 days that I saw. All right, on the tape, she's exactly 24 inches, exactly 2 feet. I don't see any obvious, like there's no bite marks here on her stomach. So the physical, I was thinking maybe somebody grabbed her by the stomach and squeezed her right here, but I don't see anything suspicious here at all. So it has not been caused by her tank mates, that she had the fish that had her for a tank mate for half a day, like 8 hours. As I said, there is no evidence or of much damage on anywhere. There's some bites on the tail, but not even scales are not even missing. All the scales are in place, so those are not serious bites. That scale is missing. This scale is missing. It could have been done, and when she was jumping in a few times in the tub. No other scales are missing. These are all the scales are in place. So I really doubt damage by the tank mates in the tank in which I put her in. I've done it many times before. I mean, we rescued maybe 100 of arowanas over the last 20 years. And I've done that in the 4,500 gallon. I put arowana, 2-foot arowana regularly with much bigger arowana. Never had any problem like this. I mean, there was obvious figuring out of the pecking order, but never anything that would cause a concern or cause me to take it out, the previous ones. So I have no idea what happened. I will cut her open, as I said, and look inside. It looked like a strong, vibrant fish to me, which could be misleading, of course, but except for the loss of the whiskers. That was really hard blow, but that damage was done before I got her. She hit something before I got her. All right, that's all I can tell you. It's a pretty disheartening experience, but we're dealing with live creatures, and when there is anything live, there's no guarantees in life. There's always sickness and death nearby, hand in hand. Same goes for us humans. Okay, I don't see anything suspicious at all. So again, she was bobbing. Her stomach was puffed up. So I think when at first, for the first 8 hours, she was fine, or 6 hours, and then I saw her at an angle like this in the tank. I turned on the light to see what's happening, and she started coming up and gulping air, and then she couldn't control herself anymore. Her body wanted to turn upside down, so she was kind of zigzagging and making sudden moves to use the movement to stay upright, and eventually she couldn't do that at all and started floating upside down in the 4,500 gallon tank. So I had to take her out. There's nothing oozing out of the anus either. It looks fine, except some water. And then in the tub, I think something happened, like a hole in the swimming bladder, that the air got out into the abdominal cavity. So she kept gulping the air and became buoyant, positively buoyant in the stomach area. So this area has been sticking out of water. I mean, she would go in and out, so it remained moistened. But I think she had too much air in there, and that's what killed her. And the second, in retrospect, maybe I should have tried and drained some air, or at least press on it. But I was trying to stress her as little as possible, give her dark place here, no tank mates. So that she could relax and go back. But how can you relax when you're floating upside down and you cannot ride yourself up, right? I mean, that just caused more stress, I guess. Alright, let me cut her open and we'll take a look inside to make sure there are no macro parasites in there. That's the only thing I can look at. If there are microorganisms there, I will not be able to see that. I don't see anything obvious or suspicious. The swimming bladder was inflated before I started cutting. A little bit anyway. I might have poked it with scissors and now it's deflated. The intestines look good, liver looks good. Just kind of dark spot right here, but I don't know if it's normal or not. I mean, again, I don't know what I'm really looking at, but there is no inflammation, no fluid retention or foul fluid. I mean, it looks nice and clean. So this remains a mystery to me. I wasn't really thinking that I was going to find out much by doing what I did. I feel bad for the owner that gave it to me. I'm going to have to write to them and tell them what happened, because they were hoping to come over and visit her here. I'm going to have to break their heart, which sucks. If you know what you're looking at, if you see something, let me know. Should have been more careful when I was cutting her, but scissors are not, I mean, you need a scalpel to do that. Scissors are not the best way to cut a fish open. I might have popped the swimming bladder, but I thought I saw it inflated when before I started cutting and when I was cutting. Okay. It might have had a little bit of water. There are also some slime like this. Slime in the water here and there. And I don't know what to make of it. It could have been just a slime, excess slime from the skin. As she was sliming up, this is just a response to a stress. Gills look good. I don't know where her brain is, somewhere down there. Again, I don't see anything. I don't see anything obviously wrong with her. Except for the deflated swimming bladder. No eggs, no anything like that. Alright, it's pretty gruesome, sorry about that. I hope if you are squeamish you were not watching this. Well, at least the rescue koi are doing okay. I thought I'd try to end on a positive note. After all this gruesomeness, the koi from Eric and Ivan as the standard fin. There's the long fin yellow, the long fin red, and the other long fin red, white and black. They're doing okay, eating very well, waiting for the new tank or for the new owners.